and it smells like exhaust. So, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Bully Built Garage. Today is a very sad day for the Scoobaroo. Unfortunately, we have a cracked piston ring landing, and it's cylinder 4 as normal, but we got some parts to fix it. So we're gonna step through the whole process, and hopefully everything turns out well. So what I want to go through, what we have done already: disconnect the battery. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Disconnect the battery. Pull the fuse for the fuel pump, so there should be very little fuel in the lines. That's also how we'll prime with oil before we start it. So basically where we are. We have a new short block, so that should make things quicker. Here's the catch. I have about a weekend to do this. I pulled and replaced engines before, never on this short of time crunch. So I don't know if you can see on my whiteboard here, this is my general plan of attack in terms of getting this out. We're going to remove the hood, bumper, under tray, obviously. We'll drain the coolant, we'll remove the upper intake, intercooler, basically everything on top of the engine. That's the plan. Everything up here. So we'll get all that removed. Fuel lines included. We'll get the downpipe off the turbo. My belief is I can leave the turbo on. I don't know. We'll see. Disconnect the wiring, then get under the car and finish unbolting the motor mounts and the bell housing bolts. So that's the plan. I'm probably going to change because it's getting a little toasty out. But then we will jump right back into it. We have pretty much all this apart. It looks pretty good. We got our drain pan here. Nugget, watch out, baby girl. Coolant is not good for animals. So, I might put them in for this. But pardon this, we are underneath the car. As you can see, it's a little oily here. I don't know if this is a power steering leak or an oil leak. I'm kind of leaning towards power steering because I had to fill my fluid up recently. But we'll tackle that maybe another day. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. But if you look, oh, pardon me. This is a stock radiator, obviously. That Phillips head is the drain plug for it. You can drain from there or pull this lower coolant line off. I'm probably going to start with the plug, and then I will pull this coolant line off the block to hopefully drain anything else that's in there. Oh, still a little warm. As this continues to drain, we will start pulling apart this stuff up top. hopefully that'll be done by the time we get through all this. I'm gonna start with just, you know, all the basics, the intercooler, intake manifold, some of these coverings, cold air intake, and then go from there. I don't know the exact order, but that's what I'm gonna start with. Alright, so I feel like I owe you guys an update. Where we are. Basically, as you'll notice, everything looks, excuse me, a lot more cleared out. I got this wiring connector disconnected. It's just tucked up, oh my god, sorry, tucked up there. Power steering is off. That is the lower O2 sensor. Let's see, I don't know what else. You can see how I plug these. I just shoved a shop towel in it, wrapped it around, and gave it a little zip tie. Did that basically on everything that might be leaking. Cover the AC, I had that decompressed before taking anything apart. Fuel lines, I'm planning on replacing those. I probably spent 20 minutes of that 2 hours just trying to fiddle with that one. And I've taken out all the evap stuff here, which I plan on removing. I might run a hose somewhere in that region. I don't know yet, but that is for sure off and not coming back. Same thing with the fuel. I'm going to put new fuel lines and injectors in, which is what we should have done when we put on those TGV deletes. I would recommend that to anyone thinking about putting those on. Just do fuel rails at the same time. So where we are though, basically we have the pinch stop mount, our down pipe to get off, and the bell housing bolts, and then we'll be ready to pull this out. So I'm gonna go free up some memory on this and then put the down pipe bolts in. So I think we have everything freed up finally. The bell housing bolts, I don't know what the previous dude did, but there were some problems. I don't know if this will focus. This is cross-threaded and probably ruined the threads in the short block. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Focus on this, if you can see that. And then there's one end that the turbo's blocking, and I'm hoping I don't have to take that out first. So we're gonna play it like that and hope we can get enough space just to slide that one out. But we're gonna get the engine hoist on, and we'll probably use this intercooler mount and buy the AC over there to get it lifted. Apparently my camera turned itself off. But, finally got the engine out. If you'll notice, I did end up pulling the radiator out just to give a little bit more space. And I think you need to do that. I think that's the only good way to get this out, is to pull that out. So we have the engine bay, we have the engine. I'm going to break the crank pulley loose, I think. Yeah, so then I can take the flywheel off. Nope, never mind. I'm going to put it on the engine stand. That's the plan.